maybe
Okay, so
with all kinds of cool.
Just to recap, Paige McConnell's Paige McConnell. We love Paige McConnell. Hold on, I've got a. I'll share today's.
Without.
I'll share today's thumbnail with you, even though you haven't seen it yet.
No, I'm not. I'm not supposed to see the thumbnails.
Well, I want to show who Paige is because I got a great picture of him here. It's such a good photo. Hold on, you gotta see this.
I'm trying to do something with my phone here.
Hold on, let's see. Share screen. So our beloved Paige McConnell. Check out this photo. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Look at sweet Paige.
That's nice.
Okay, so Paige did you see the interview that was recently up that said like it's an interview with Paige and he's saying, or it's with Paige and Trey, and Paige says right next as he's sitting next to Trey, he says, Trey didn't want me to band.
I did see that. I feel like I saw that right after you had like found that bootleg biography thing that had mentioned.
Oh my god!
Him being rejected,
right,
multiple times or something.
So yeah, I mean, I guess he got denied twice. Like he got denied in the first tryout, and then he like asked again, and Trey was like, no, like really no, and he was like one more time, and like didn't give up. And so he's our piano player, and he's like what makes this band. I think. I mean, what other bands have like Paige's instrument is a piano. It's not a keyboard. It's a piano. That's his instrument. And they take that giant Yamaha 9-foot piano with them everywhere. And he's had it on stage for 40 years. It's amazing. So we have a piano player. We've got a piano player because we've got a band. We have a proper piano player. And Michael and I fired up this stream because I had scored the Paige McConnell solo stuff. So let me share it. So just to give you a refresher, and we can figure out the chronology together. So this was the solo. This was the first solo, right? And this one has a nice picture of him, and it only ever came out on CD. And there's the it's got the nice graphic on the CD. He is here, cool. And it's from.
Is that at the barn almost?
Yeah, it almost looks like the barn. It's not. It looks like some sort of. Where does he live? Does he live in New York? Do we know where he lives?
I believe he's in Vermont, but don't know.
Okay, so the book is kind of like nice. It's got these kind of like. I think I read maybe who's the photographer guy that's always doing. It's Danny Clinch, I think.
Yeah.
I read it somewhere. But it's like produced by Paige, co-produced by Jared Slamoff. You know that name? Slomoff?
No.
Okay, and additional production and mixed by Bryce Goggin. This one's got Beauty of the Broken. This was the one that has the Beauty of the Broken Heart on it. Beauty of a Broken Heart, which does.
Beauty of a Broken Heart, yeah.
And the
man, is track 2 called Heavy Rotation?
Track 2 is
or something like that.
Indeed, Heavy Rotation. Yes.
That song, I just listened to it. Man, cool, like great keyboard, like all kinds of different keyboard sounds all over. It was awesome.
The last tune has got is called Everyone But Me, which is a really great song. And then there's another one called Maid Marian. That's the one that I feel like Phish has maybe done before. Have they done Maid Marian before?
Man, it beats me. That's it.
Ring the bell? Okay. Maid Marian is track 3 after Heavy Rotation. But let me just get a few more details from this. I need glasses to read this. Let's see. Produced by Jared Slomoff, Slomaoff. Kevin Shapiro, Beth Montori, all the usual suspects. Let's see. Okay. So this was recorded between 2005 and 2006, and it was released in 2007. Art direction, Michelle Holm. Photography by Shane McCauley. So okay, I was mistaken about that. And then the thing to note about it is that maybe it's not this one. Hold on. Okay, this one doesn't have who played on what, but I thought there was. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it's all him, but okay. So that's 2007, right? Then you've got check this out. I'm gonna make myself big here. How do I do that? So here you go. Vita Blue, and check that one out, Michael.
I realize I totally know that one, the Illustrated Band with the Spam All Stars, kind of. Cool
There's
band.
another one, the Spam All Stars. I totally forgot about that.
That's that one.
Right. So this has like you gotta imagine that. I'm trying to remember who's on this. This is an EP. This just has 4 songs on it, but they're long. This one's illustrated band, 12 minutes. Charm Pit, 24 minutes.
That's the one that's with Spam All Stars. That album.
Okay,
I didn't recognize the title. Illustrated.
It's like a live, right? But it's kind of this like electro thing. It's sort of like electro. It's got like programmed drum beats on it. I think I need to listen to it again. It's on Went Sanctuary Records. I've never heard of this label before. It's on some weird label. And let me see.
You're saying Went Sanctuary, or is that 2 different names?
2 different. Sorry, When. It's an exclamation point, not a T. When is one of the logos on here, and also Sanctuary Records. I have no idea.
Sanctuary, I've heard of. When is a pretty cool name, though.
Oh wait, no wait. Sorry. There's more to this. Okay, there was a whole fold out. I didn't see. Okay, so this is Page McConnell. Okay, Oteil Burbridge and Russell Batiste. So Oteil on bass and Russell on drums.
It's Vita Blue featuring Spam All Stars, I think.
Right, DJ La Spam, turntables and samplers. Good, yeah, and with Mercedes Abal on flute and vocals, Lazaro Alfonso on percussion and vocals, Thomas Diaz on percussion and vocals, AJ Hill on sax, and John Speck on trombone. Yeah, there's horns on this too.
Yeah, nice.
So this is 2003. It's kind of a funky, like, right? It seems it's got a little Ren and Stimpy vibe going on. I don't know, you're right? It's pretty funky.
It's kind of Ren. Yeah, I can see the Ren and Stimpy thing.
It's kind of wild. And then the disc itself is like, right? I got this for like $2, like 200 yen. It's just like, it's awesome. Then, so this is 2003. Then you've got Vita Blue 2002. Okay, so 2002, and then the follow-up EP, essentially. I guess that's what's going on, right? So this is you got to consider this Page's first solo project, right?
Well, I suppose it's not solo if it's under a band name, but non-Phish.
Yeah, that's right. What I meant. Like, first side project, rather. That's what I meant.
Right. Side project.
So there they are.
During the hiatus. Nice. Good photos.
Right? With Russ, there's Russell Batiste and Oteil, who's always, who's played with the Dead and the Almonds, and he's just kind of like, a staple in the sort of, circle of friends. And this one doesn't have any it doesn't have any of the Phish guys on it. They're not playing it. It's just obviously just this band.
Right.
Look at this picture, dude. Look at this picture. Hold on a second.
Yeah, go big. My phone keeps slipping. Nice. That's cool.
Right? What do you know about Oteil? I've seen Oteil a few times. I've seen him with other bands. I think I've seen him with Stanley Jordan. I've seen Oteil play a couple times. Do you know anything about him? I think he's
nothing.
Nothing? Okay. He's an interesting character. And so
I know nothing.
Then from there you go to, I think the next Page project that comes out, that's side project, is Movies Never Made, which almost sounds like a soundtrack, a very rare, sort of highly coveted record of an ambient type record. It sort of feels like not a synth record at all, but like how would you describe this?
No, it's with a band.
No,
Yeah, it's kind of jazzy. I think it's. I mean, it's mainly or
It's all
all
instrumental,
instrumental.
but it's not. It does. It's not like an electronic sounding,
Yeah,
which
it's like
is which. Some of the follow-ups were that. Yeah, exactly. Jazz is the way to put is the way to put it. But it's kind of an. Um, I almost want to say it's like a movie sound. It actually is like a unsung cities and movies never made.
yeah, it is very
And
nice title. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's quiet, chill. Doesn't ever really gets loud
and
or
then
fast.
I just want to gloss over these, and then I want to keep the conversation going. But then you got maybe We Are the Visitors from Page, which is a synthscape sounding record, also instrumental, which was made in Iceland, inspired by the Northern Lights, made in Iceland.
Yeah,
Him in like a little hotel room with a little MIDI controller and maybe a month to himself, making cool music.
yeah, like during the pandemic or
This is so good. If
post
you love
pandemic
like
maybe.
Pink Floyd or Daft Punk or Tomita, or you love like synth records, this is freaking awesome. It's really cool. Really love that record. And it's got some groovy tunes on it. And then you've got the first offering from Vita Blue in a long time, Crossing Lines, and this one.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that probably that comes
Oh yeah, you're
before
right. I
maybe
went
with
out
the
of order there
visitors.
slightly. And there's one more that's and
I
then
think.
this is, I think, this is
Yeah.
two, I believe it's two LPs. I think it's two, right? It's four sides.
Yeah.
And this also has featuring
it's four
Spam All
sides.
Stars on 2 tracks. So this is
Yeah, man,
very good. What
that
are they
album's
playing?
very
What's Phish
good.
playing off of this? Anything? Nothing. They're not playing anything off that. Then
I don't think
I'm just going to
anything.
gloss over these real quick. December, which is a 2-person project with Trey and Paige of Phish. And there's the December edition, which is
Right.
our distilled down songs of Phish tunes, just piano and acoustic guitar, the two of them singing, no drums or bass. And there's the
Yeah.
there's the December version and the
Yeah,
January,
it's
which I don't have. Do you have January?
on vinyl yet, or if it was announced, or if it's I don't know what.
I think it got out there. I think it's out there. I think they had it
I
at the
remember.
festival at Mondegreen.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then I think it was on the site. And this is a photo by a photographer. This is by Renee Humer, the photograph, and he the cover of the January record. I actually just want it for the cover of the record because I want it for the songs obviously, but the cover of the record are these like poppies, and they're made with like, I know he's probably using wet plate collodion prints to make, and cameras to make these prints. And I saw an exhibition of his in Japan, in Nara, and anyway, he shares that same kind of crazy passion for me. So a passion for photography with me, big cameras and et cetera, et cetera. So Michael, I didn't get to watch the Mexico run. Phish just today wrapped their annual 4-day Mexico package run, right? Did you watch all the shows?
Yeah, I've seen just 3.5.
Okay, you haven't seen the last show. Are we allowed to talk about the last show?
I think so. I mean, the shows are over. I'm sure, right?
It's over.
All fair. It's all fair game, I suppose. Yeah.
I had there's a Discord that we're a part of that there's Fingo, which is like you call your own. What you explain Fingo?
It's bingo with Phish songs.
So
you guess what song you get. It's bingo with Phish songs. That's it.
Yes.
I mean, you guess what songs they're gonna play.
So how did you fare in the Fingo round? Did you get a Fingo?
I did the first 2 shows. I got almost like nothing.
Oh no!
And I had done quite good on a couple during the New Year's Eve run, so I'd had a little confidence, but that's gone.
Oh no! Well, I was feeling
like
really...
halfway to the. They did do Halfway to the Moon, which was just like random. I randomly threw it on there, and it was like, oh shit, they played it.
Which is a beloved Page tune. Those guys are sort of like Page, Mike less so. Mike Gordon, the bass player, but Mike's. I feel like if you compare him to the Beatles and you compare like them to George Harrison, Trey just is the primary songwriter, but Page has got one song every record. Would you say? They're all accredited. They're all credited on lots of the songs. Paige and
Right.
Trey and Tom Marshall are credited with probably 50%, if not 50%. I would say the way it breaks down. You correct me if I'm wrong here. Trey Anastasio and his songwriting partner forever, Tom Marshall, they get credited with 50% of the record. I'd say the band in its entirety, 4 people, get credited with the remaining 40% of the record, and then the final, or let's say 30% of the record, and then the final 10 or 20% is like a Mike song or a Page song, or one of each. Something like that, would you say?
Right. I suppose in general, like median, but it's every album's different.
It's true. Every album
Like
is different.
Farmhouse, like Farmhouse and Sigma Oasis are all Trey songs, for example. 2 albums where there's no Page song, there's no Mike songs, there's no real 4-person collaborations either.
Wait, Farmhouse and
But
which one?
Sigma Oasis.
Oh, Sigma Oasis, right. But Round Room, on the other hand, is different, right?
Round Room, yeah.
They're all written by...
There might not be any Page songs there, but there's 2 great Mike songs that kind of would be what, I don't know, what we would probably call like your, standard issue Mike song that maybe he hadn't written before then.
Right.
I feel like Mock Song and Round Room did follow a style of song that's very similar to Mull or Human Nature or Casual Enlightenment or Sugar Shack.
Oh, dang, dude.
Like all these Mike songs, there's like a certain quirkiness with the lyrics. There's just like something, there's like a Mike-ness to them, but not every album has those,
Right. Well, Halfway to the Moon, which what night did they play that? They played that tonight, or was it the other night? Oh, you said you played.
I think it was night one. I think.
Okay, so that's on Fuego. That's probably one of my favorite songs off Fuego. Yeah.
Yeah, Fuego and maybe Big Boat. Big Boat has another one. I Always Wanted It This Way, maybe.
I Always Wanted It This Way. Okay, I'm trying to remember how that
song.
I haven't put Big Boat on in a while.
Those do feel a little more democratically made, I suppose.
Right. Oh, we might have comments. I have some kibble. But first off, I had to deal. Okay, so my son is on Juku hell this weekend, and well, he's in the cram school. He's doing the test. I told you we didn't pass the first one. I told you that, right?
Right.
So he took it a second time this morning, and he was feeling real good about it. And so that's
okay.
I'm feeling positive about that.
And still waiting for results.
We won't have them until 10 o'clock tonight. So it's a really stressful deal, man. It's just nuts. It's intense.
Yeah.
So there's that. And he's at another one this afternoon. And so that's why I have a little bit of time to kill. But I didn't get to watch the shows. I didn't get to watch these Mexico shows because it was full on his weekend. And we worked our butts off to get him. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's some people here hanging out. Let me read some of the. Oh my God. Sorry, dude. There's some people who've left comments.
Let's go. We can't always get to every single comment, but
yeah. Dog log, safe and sound. Vag is here. Daydream Vinyl. What's up, dude? Sorry.
Vag is never not here somehow.
Vag is never not here. Sub Vag, Daydream Vinyl. These guys are talking to each other. Buck Stops here is our pal in South Africa and Cape Town. Greece from Cape Town, talking a little bit. Taking in a little we wake up in Africa, y'all. Brian, message me sometime. Yes, I messaged you a few days back. Okay, maybe I missed it. I might have missed it. Kind of love how 2025 is taking many to CD as well. Yeah, right? It's I don't know. I'm into the CDs now. I think Sanctuary may have been released some UK artists. Maybe. Do you okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Sanctuary sounds familiar, but don't know anything about it actually.
Yeah, O'Teal he's the current Dead bassist, I think. Yeah, he is the current Dead bassist and has been for a long time, I think. I think he's just he looks a little bit like Pat Schmier, do you think?
Good call. Yeah.
Right? He's got a little fourth
Very similar
Nirvana
face.
member, right? That's the way I kind of think of OTL. And I
And
love
who just like is like helping out every band. Just like has played with everybody, even though he's
right. He's auxiliary hitter, right? He's the auxiliary. He's the pinch hitter. So this is
right.
about the Sanctuary label that we were talking about later. I have a feeling it's not the same one, but Buck Stops Here looked it up on Wiki and said the company was formed in '79 by Rod Smallwood and Andy Taylor. Andy Taylor, how do I know that name? Who met as undergraduates at Trinity College, Cambridge in '79. They discovered Iron Maiden in a London pub. Oh, it's got to be a different band, wouldn't you think? Or a different label?
Sanctuary.
I don't know.
I mean, have no idea.
Vag is asking us if we're collecting the LP on LP live Phish on LP series, or did you keep those, or did those get purged?
I'm not a completist. No.
Right. I got the first two, and I kind of like, it's not the best way to listen to that kind of music. It's not the best way. Like I'd rather stream that or put it on CD than flip and break a jam in the middle of a side. That's a bit weird to me, right?
Yeah, they're cool though. It's cool if it's two different jams.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to have them. They're not expensive, so I might get them. We just got 2 more releases. I think we're up to 6 now.
Yeah, and there's some kind of like newer stuff. Something was from like 2021, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
Remember exactly. Man, summer 2021 was so good.
Yes.
It was really such a great tour.
Yes, it was indeed. It was extremely hot. Steven says Phish probably better compared to the Dead. The Beatles were so short-lived as a band. Oh, Michael and I will take you to task on this. We think that we think the whole thing about the whole thing about Phish is that there's this dynamic, there's this intertwined energy about these 4 dudes. And it's like one of these bands that, like, if one of them were gone, the band wouldn't go on. It's like a Zeppelin. They could not go on without. There's something about these 4 personalities that make this band what it is. So, and I think the Dead, okay, fine, but they had the hot seat, the piano. They had 4, 5, 6 piano players, and their core, Pigpen died early, and Mickey left and came back, and there was Tom TC and Vince and Bruce Hornsby and who was the horn player who came in and out? Branford Marcellus and Jerry got on real well. So I'd compare them more to the notion of them being like, having the same audience and having the same sort of recipe, or what, like the template for the traveling band with lots of fans. I mean, they definitely had that in common with the band, or with the Dead. But as far as music goes, and not really for like songs per se, but like the dynamic of individual personalities, Phish, I think, people can call me out, but it's very much like the Beatles. You had the quiet one, the cute one, the funny one, and they're not, so it's far more complex than that. But it's those 4 personalities that make that thing what it is. We've talked to this ad nauseum on the log over the years. Anything to add to that, Michael?
The walrus was Mike.
Okay.
I don't know.
So wait, hey,
definitely, it's the hive mind, not hive mind, but right, whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Yes.
And it happens to be, you just like, the Beatles did so many things first that, like, he's right, kind of became a template for rock bands, much like the Dead maybe made a template for DIY touring and all that stuff.
So I got something to share about Mexico that you're gonna freaking love. I have a feeling you don't know about this yet, but
all right.
Okay, first of all, I did fairly well. I called the last day of, even though I couldn't join the shows, I'm gonna go back and watch them. I called out a little. I played Fingo a little bit. I called out a lizard,
You got,
a sleeping monkey, a
you got the
tweezer,
one. You got one.
a tweezer, and I got a tweezer reprise. I got a. I
Well,
got
if they
a,
do a tweezer, and it's the fourth night of the run, you're most likely gonna get the reprise.
but not guaranteed. But not guaranteed.
Yeah, maybe not guaranteed.
Okay,
But
give
look
me
at
at
how
least
many
like
times.
2 3/4 points. I won't take it, or give me 1 3/4 points. I won't take a full 2, but I deserve more than 1.5.
3/4. Okay.
Okay. Anything else I didn't call? There was nothing else on the set list, right? That I caught. There was no lizards, right?
There was no lizard. There was no sleeping monkey.
Okay.
No, I was kind of disappointed.
Oh
No,
no!
just pretty
Basic.
predictable set lists, but it's been like that.
Well, listen, did you read Fishnet? Did you read the review about it yet?
Of night 4?
Yeah.
No, it just happened.
Hold on, it's a riot, dude. It is an absolute riot. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. I don't know if it's gonna come up. Hold on, I'm not sure exactly how I got to it. I think it's. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay, Mexico recap.
You want to throw it up on the screen?
Yeah. I will. Just a second. I'll throw it up. It's a riot.
I mean, all right.
Hold on. Here we go.
I don't know what this is gonna be.
Okay, so this is the kibble, right? Okay, Mexico recap. Worst vacation ever. A Vermont college party cult takeover during my trip to Cancun. January 5th. Stars, 1 out of 5 stars. TripAdvisor.com. We would like to thank
somebody that was not there for Phish.
Yeah, wait till you read this. I don't ever do this, but my stay at Moon Palace this weekend was one of the worst experiences of my life. My idea of a relaxing vacation does not include dreadlocks, drugs, or 5,000 disassociating hippies dancing outside my hotel room until 4 in the morning. Here's how the perfect week can be completely destroyed by a band from Vermont and their cult-like followers. Hold on, read more.
Amazing.
Loud, tie-dye wearing zombies who look like they've been dancing for days wade through the marbled floors, leaving a trail of dust behind them. The beach taken over. The restaurants impossible to get a reservation. The pools full of rowdy party blasting music and spilling drinks everywhere. I couldn't even escape the madness in my own room because the bass from the concert rattled the walls until the early hours of the morning. The Moon Palace is a lovely resort. You've got everything you need right at your fingertips. Scenic, sprawling beaches, wonderful attentive staff, luxurious and amenities, guacamole on demand. That caught my attention. Do they have guacamole on demand? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Guacamole on demand.
Like free guacamole. I wonder if that's really, they have that there. And unlimited views around every corner. For hardworking families like mine, it's the perfect place to come and unwind for a few days. Imagine my surprise when I saw on the activity schedule that a concert was happening during my family vacation. A band called Phish I'd never heard of. At first, I thought nothing of it, but come Friday night, I began to regret my choice of ever setting foot in the Moon Palace at all.
Man, when did he book this? I feel like these shows were booked.
Wait, dude, you got to keep going. You got
9 months ago.
Though the sea of hippies and party girls overtaking the pools, beaches, and restaurants were an inconvenience, the true horrors didn't start until 8 p.m. Friday night. By the time the concert started,
that's like night 3.
Okay. By the time
I don't know when he got there. But.
Okay. By the time the concert started, I was already exhausted by the fans. Rowdy, drunken, 20 to 50-year-old children yapping about how many concerts they've seen, and what's the best show ever was all day long. No matter where you went, everyone seemed to be having the same conversations. After a long day of navigating a 5,000+ person inside joke with my family, all I wanted to do was go to bed. I couldn't even escape the madness in my own room because the bass from the concert rattled the walls like an earthquake. I decided to take a walk over to the stage to the stage manager. I didn't have a ticket, but money talks around here. I handed the usher at the door $20 and walked inside. Now, my last concert was Rush in 1979. I'm not a music guy. That being said, I've been to plenty of parties in college, and I've never seen anything like what I saw walking around this beach. It looked like some of them had been on the beach for days, sunburned, sand crushed, and in a daze, a sea of drunk, salty, sweaty fans taking drugs and dancing themselves into the dirt. Was this really their idea of a vacation? The lights went down and the crowd began howling like wolves. Okay. Oh, here we go. What sounded to me like like circus music for kids was sending these folks into a feral frenzy. A group of 3 people to my right began arguing about what
What
song they
sounded like
thought it
what?
was. Editor's note: cars, trucks, and buses.
Cars, trucks, and buses.
I quickly realized that none of them knew the name of the song. Okay. The next song, editor's note, Moment Dance, sounded like a complete gibberish. You couldn't make heads or tails of the lyrics, and you could hardly hear any of the music over the completely overpowering bass. The song sounded like a malfunctioning robot. The people were doing
His mic is too quiet, so
right. The people were doing Tai Chi and spinning in circles like it was gospel. All of these people out of their minds? I realized at the moment that this was not just a concert. This was a gathering of devotees. A couple in matching snake suit spandex bodysuits slithered up to me and told me I could see the band better if I closed my eyes. I decided to keep moving. The behavior of concert goers continued to shock and surprise me. The next song, editor's note, Sigma Oasis, went on, and people were dancing and hugging and high-fiving each other like it was the best night of their lives or something. How pathetic. Every time I thought a song was over, it took a left turn and kept going. When would this nightmare end? As the concert continued, I realized I still wasn't sure if the band is for kids or adults. Everyone acted like a kid, had a kid with them, or both. Songs about living in tubes, editor's note, tube. And Wolfman, editor's note, Wolfman's brother, is getting lost in corn mazes, editor's note, maze. Some of these songs went on.
This is night 3.
Some of these songs went on for upwards of 20 minutes. I value my time too much to sit around and wait 20 minutes for a song to end. The longer the song went, the more these people completely detached from reality. The next song started out slow, editor's note, Lonely Trip, and the crowd collectively paused, and the nonstop party for the first time since the concert started. A man appeared next to me, and he must have seen the horror on my face because he kept telling me that I would come down soon and it would all be okay. He was acting like I was the crazy one. By the time the next song started, the crowd returned to their once feral state. The song sounded like an animal being killed. Note, editor's note, possum. I swear, I saw someone foaming at the mouth. The concert finally came to an end, and I thought my nightmare was over, but no one was leaving. The beach turned into groups of people sitting in circles. I'm surprised no one started chanting Kumbaya or a drum circle didn't break out. Lucky for me, these people were far too gone to pose any sort of an organized attempt at anything. They mostly seemed confused. Why wasn't anyone leaving? I realized that this must be an intermission, and my nightmare was not even close to being over. Would this be just solo all night long? I went to the closest bar and ordered a triple. As I went around searching for a manager I could speak to, the concert began again, and with the song that seemed to reboot the group's wide-eyed concert like dancing robots that had just been plugged back in, editor's note, Oblivion. The concert goers continued to dance, but more aggressively than ever. They seemed to either hang on to every note or be completely unaware of their surroundings. There was no in between. After what seemed like a lifetime, a song no one seemed to know, editor's note, Sightless Escape, that was funny that you mentioned that to me the other day, began. I could tell no one knew it because everyone started to talking almost immediately. Did these people love this band or not?
I get a feeling this is not a real TripAdvisor.
Oh, hold on. Another issue I had with the concert experience was the completely over-the-top light show. My wife texted me saying that she was seeing donuts projected on the walls of our room. It was like the lighting guy was acting as the 5th member of the band or something. I don't care for Phish music, but what a distraction this light show was. After the song about a captain of the sea, editor's note, Prince Caspian, exploded into the sea, literally there were people dancing knee deep in the ocean water. I don't even think they knew where they were. I pray there was a lifeguard on duty. The next song took a dark turn. After what felt like an entirety of people chanting and screaming another song with lyrics that didn't blah, 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 blah. You're going to have to read the rest of this yourself. But then it says here like, I laughed, I cried, I peed my pants. Thank you. That was refreshing. This is my favorite recap in all the shows I've been reading these. Well done. I can't tell if this is satire, but either way, it was well done. When the review is more creative than the show. This is the one.
Ouch. I mean, right? Touche.
Yeah. So anyway, you're gonna have to read the rest of that yourself. But worst vacation ever.
Post.
That's pretty funny, huh?
We'd like to thank Tim Davis. What's that link at the top when you click on the guy's name right under the title?
You can't click on it.
Bold.
Hold on. We'd like to thank Tim Davis, Pinnacle Ventures, room 2296, for recapping last night's show.
That's pretty funny. That's
Right?
definitely just a made. Yeah, that's
Hold on.
good.
Let me read the last paragraph
I
here.
thought it was real for a minute. Yeah.
Before I had a chance to gather my thoughts, the concert began. Okay, I'll just saw it again, play it to me. The band plays 2 full sets and an encore. For some reason, I couldn't bring myself to get up and leave. I sat dazed on the beach for another 20 minutes, staring up at the stars until the usher told me that the concert had ended, that I should return to my room. Overall, my experience at the Moon Palace Friday night was unforgettable. I have already changed my family's flights and will all be leaving first thing in the morning. This was easily the worst vacation I've ever had and will never be the same after what I witnessed at Moon Palace this weekend. If you're looking for a peaceful, high-end resort experience, stay far away from Moon Palace, especially if you're hosting one of these Phish events.
That's pretty funny.
Right? I thought that was fun. I was having a good... I started reading it and I was like, oh no, we've ruined somebody's vacation. And then I just kept going. And editor's note, Oblivion. Editor's note, Sigma Oasis. Editor's note, Esther. It's like, that's funny. It's pretty
There's
clever.
no way some random dude is going to remember bits of the lyrics of 2 sets worth of songs. If they hate it that much, there's no way they would have stayed after the set break.
Oh, that's funny.
Man. That's funny, though.
Okay. There's comments here. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, there's too many to read, but let's see. What's up, guys? Same label.
What's up?
Phish does a killer day in the life. They do indeed. Oh, Steven in South Africa is asking, are you guys into King Gizzard at all? That's a question for you, Michael.
Yeah. Good band.
I've heard them, but I don't really know them. But you kind of you listen to every album that comes out, right?
Yeah, I think I've heard most of their albums. They also have quite a rabid fan base. There's like a whatever, I don't know what it is, kglw.net. There's definitely like a .net fan site that tracks set lists and stats.
Okay.
And what's cool is that they will sometimes just put up master audio files of different shows and stuff and let people make bootleg releases of different shows. So not just like you can tape this or you can tape the shows, but like, oh, here's the soundboards of this show. Do whatever you want with it. If you want to press it on vinyl and make your own bootleg, go for it.
Wow, that's pretty.
That's kind of cool.
I've never heard of that before.
It's like giving out source files of shows. So there's a ton of bootleg like live show stuff. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's definitely fans that are obsessed with the shows, and they've started to do, a lot of bands have, and I don't know if it came from even like Metallica talking about the Baker's Dozen, but like Wilco is now sometimes doing multi-night. They were already doing multi-night runs in cities, but they'll say like, oh, no repeats in Chicago. You know, they'll kind of do this thing where it's like, oh, we're going to play, 3 nights in San Francisco, but we're not, it's not going to be the same show every night. And there's probably more people going to multiple shows, which is definitely probably inspired by the Dead and Phish and maybe other jam bands.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like
but it's almost like it's like marketed that way to try to sell more tickets, where like the Dead and the Phish, they don't like on the poster, it's not like no repeats, we're playing 3 nights, it's going to be different every night. It's just
that's
like
a bit weird. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's understood. It's not a marketing technique.
Right.
But yeah, interesting to see like, yeah, a decidedly, even though they jam in certain ways, they've commented on Phish fans, like more and more Phish fans popping up at their shows. King Gizzard.
Okay, interesting. That was such a phenomenon. That was like when the Dead. I mean, Like there was that whole thing, the Phish fans showing up at the Dead shows and the Dead fans showing up at the Phish shows, and that was
Kind
me.
of interesting. Would be kind of interesting as a band to be like, oh, we've attracted the fan base of this other band that we don't really know anything about or don't consider ourselves,
Right?
contemporaries of. How interesting. What are they hearing in our music? It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I need to go down the rabbit hole, but I haven't yet. Just a second. They got things happening here. The shit's blowing up.
Shit's blowing up.
No, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep going. Steven says, anyway, back to Doze. He's going back to sleep, but he says here, John Medeski, Mark Ribot, Sun Ra, Link makes me think. Yeah. Medeski, that's an old circle of crew. That's an old crew of people. I think he's from the same place. John Medeski is from, I want to say
What is
he's
this
from,
comment about?
I think, I don't know, probably just
This is about
riffing.
Sanctuary Records or something?
Oh, that it could be. I could be.
I have no idea.
He's loving on Giz. He's loving on the Giz.
Well, Giz.
There's too much Giz for me to even bother. Maybe someday. That's kind of where I'm at with them. I just like I can't even. I can't.
Yeah.
Go there. Okay, so yeah, that was the bit of kibble that I wanted to share with you, and
Nice.
Yeah,
it's definitely Page Appreciation Week.
It's Page
Appreciation Blue Records out. Get your Page. Go listen to that self-titled.
Man, I can't recommend this. I can't recommend this enough. It's really good. I mean, maybe you have to. I don't know if I'm biased. I'm sure it's certainly biased, but I think it's pretty good. But I really love the fact that this band has a piano player. I love this. I love that it's a guitar band, and there's not like we have a very competent piano player who also plays Rhodes and organ and everything else, but he's sitting there and pounding his sausage fingers as hard as he can on the grand piano. I love the sound of the grand piano on top of a rock and roll band. It sounds so good. It makes everything equal. Like it's not a background instrument, and it's not a front. It's not the most forward instrument. It's the really cool thing about Phish is that at one point in the band's history, the drummer was on. They were all on the front of the stage, and I think it went Fishman, Mike, Trey, and Page, and drums, bass, guitar, piano. And they eventually had to rearrange it, but I think that it was a kind of a conscious decision so that I think it was not to see and hear, maybe to see and hear too. Yeah, certainly to see the drums, but like as a way to put every instrument in front. That's what I'm trying to say. Like really put every instrument in front. And this is the easiest band in the world to jump from one instrument in your ear's mind. You can just go from this incredible drumming over to the piano, and you can just dance between all of the instruments without ever losing one of them in the mix. They're all just out there in front, and they've since rearranged and they're in a constant state of fine-tuning the thing, like to the point where it's like essentially like this high-tech rocket that's like so technical and so precise and so it's amazing. But I love the fact that this band has a piano, and you're right, it's Page Appreciation, and he fought his way into the band. I mean, Trey is the very, very first original lineup of the band included actually a percussionist. Do you remember the percussionist name? It was only like existed for like when they were like in the dorm rooms. Basically, there was a percussionist. Yeah, who played for like the first 3 shows. I forget what his name is. And Jeff Holdsworth, who wrote Antelope, and what else?
Possum, Camel Walk.
Possum, awesome songs.
Whatever, yeah.
But Trey says a couple of times that he wants to You know, he wanted to have a two member guitar band. I mean, can you imagine? It would have never worked. I mean,
like maybe wanted to do right almond style, you know.
I can't imagine what that would have been like. That would it's just, thank God that's a disaster averted. Disaster averted.
Yeah, can't even imagine what it would be like.
No,
And it doesn't matter. Right. Crisis
right.
averted.
I think like Page is kind of plays the role of a George Harrison in this band. He's kind of the, you know, I think he's the one that they have to kind of encourage even though he's just got chops, and if you let him out of the cage, you know, he just goes crazy. But like, I think when they talk about you know, when they talk about, you know, they're trying to get some of their, you know, band members to be a little bit more outspoken in the you know, in taking the band in a certain musical direction. It's not that he doesn't have the chops to do it. He's just like one of those people who's like probably humble and so a little bit soft spoken, a little bit gracious, and like doesn't want to like overtake anybody's, you know, musical idea, even though he's got ideas to share. But and I think they kind of, you know, they're happy to have him do it, but if it's, you got, sometimes you gotta like just elbow one of these guys off of their musical idea, like Trey. If you that's his, you know, fault, is that he's so prolific that he just, you know, he's like a volcano that you can't ever, you know, put a lid on. So,
Right.
but anyway, Page has got so much to contribute to the band. Although I will say that my piano, you know, friend Eric, you know, I don't want to put him on the spot, but he sort of said that Page's technique is really nothing to write home about. He was saying to me that his style of playing from a technical point of view, as like a piano player, wasn't really a whole, I don't know what he was saying, that it was like, I don't know. Would you have any comment about that? He said,
I mean, no, because it's not about technique, really.
right. It's about feel.
You know, I mean, technique's one thing, but Phish is not that kind of band. If they were, they'd you know, it'd be Joe Satriani or Steve Vai, and it would just be like, even like, it's kind of my gripe with Eric Clapton to an extent. It's almost like, before the songs or the music or the connection with the audience, first and foremost, it's like, look at how of a virtuoso I am. And that doesn't appeal to me at all personally. And I don't think Phish is not like that either. Wolfpack maybe is a band like that too, where it's like everybody totally shreds, and whether you can critique their, you know, their technical ability or not, there's other stuff, the songs and the jokes and the connection with the audience. There's these other things that take precedence, and that's what's more interesting to me for sure. And I think to the band, to Phish as well.
There's a moment in a Phish show that only a few, there's certain what am I trying to say? Like, there's only one person who will get out in front of the band and do some silly dance, and that would be John Fishman, the drummer. He's the only one who, when the band requires some stupid antic, you know, whether it be you know, playing a vacuum or prancing around in some ridiculous.
It's funny to say that the band requires it.
Yeah, right. But
you know, we're gonna really require something just dumb tonight.
well, and then
there's no
right, but then you have this at the only time this will happen in a Phish show, when all of the band will go off stage and leave one of their members on stage, is a moment in Slave to the Traffic Light, where Squirm and Coil, where the band will leave Page on the stage to play the most beautiful you know, major gorgeous little arrangement that sends us off into a little blissful outro of this song. And when he comes off, he just says this, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 10 minutes. And he's the only one who does that. I mean, Trey will be like, well, babe, we'll see you, we'll be back in 5, you know, maybe, but he's always awkward, and it's never like, Trey,
No, there's nothing. Squirming Coil,
yeah, right.
which is such a great song in its own right, but the whole time you're thinking like, oh
It's
man, we're gonna
coming.
get that sweet little,
I know
sweet
it's
Page
coming,
spotlight at the end here.
and it's so good. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's real easy to give Mike the MVP. It's real super easy to give Fishman the MVP. Trey is Mr. MVP, so he doesn't even deserve any MVPs. But this week, I'm really giving it to Page.
for sure.
Well,
100%.
let's wrap the log up there. We can fire up
Let's
another
wrap it
log.
up. It's Page week.
Thanks for yeah.
Indefinitely until we say otherwise.
It's true. It's
You
true.
know.
There's one more musical thing. I think I accidentally blocked Vag. I'm not totally sure. I didn't mean to do that, but I may have actually done that. I was just seeing some like snarky comments, and I was trying to keep this chat clean. I may have accidentally blocked.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll fix it afterwards. Phish seems to be also like Zappa thing in terms of what came out. At least Trey, in terms of who he has worked with and cross pathways. Yeah, there's Trey. I mean, Zappa's a huge hero of Trey, and
yeah, there's tons of
Fishman
Zappa
too.
inspired.
Who is Page? Who's Page's? Who does he go to? Do you think?
Yeah, interesting. You could think of Fishman being right, the Zappa obsessive.
Well, Trey Fishman's got a Zappa. He's got like a Zappa. He's curated a Zappa thing, and I think he had a Zappa radio show.
Yeah, and I think he's done a couple of Zappa, spotlight things on his Sirius XM show as well.
Right. Yeah, and there's a disc out there that's like Zappa by Fishman or something like that.
Yeah, Fishman's.
There is.
Yeah, he's on the record as this is my favorite Zappa.
So who do you think Page pulls from?
I don't know.
Right, it's an interesting,
like random stuff I've seen in like early interviews in university and stuff. I feel like.
Do you remember any names?
No, but just like some jazz guys. But then like you probably, like you said, some jazz musician would watch Page and be like, this guy can't play. You know.
But man, you listen to us. I'm a little bit confused why my friend said like his chops aren't up to snuff, because
but they are.
Anytime we watch one of these videos, he's just like, I'm just like, who's calling that out? I mean, the guy seems like he's very, very competent.
Well, yeah, and we love how he plays and what he does. So
yeah, but even from
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's as competent as his instrument as any of the other guys are, and I look at all of them as pioneers of their instruments, especially I mean,
I'd say especially Mike, but yeah, all of them really. There's like nobody sounds like Phish for sure.
Man, fucking best.
And for a lot of people, that's not a good thing, but for us, it's the best thing.
Yeah, we've got that gene. That's that cilantro gene.
The gene, the cilantro. Yeah, the Phish
cilantro gene. We have it.
Look at that. I like that.
Okay, guys. Let your Phish flag fly.
Let your Phish flag fly.
Oh, that's a nice little log off. Let your Phish flag fly. We need a dog.
Phish flag fly. We've also got a spring tour in April, which is pretty sweet.
Okay, April. So I've got 2 months to catch up to the shows, to catch up Mexico shows.
That's plenty of time.
Yeah,
but they're doing whatever. It's like it's kind of similar to the one they did a couple years ago. Like
West
Seattle,
Coast.
West Coast, Seattle, Oregon. I want to say San Francisco proper, and then Hollywood Bowl again.
That should be fun. I saw an aerial picture of Hollywood Bowl. My image of Hollywood Bowl was this flat thing. This like
it's like in the hills. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like it's extremely vertical from this photo that I saw. Like it looks dangerously vertical.
It's not that big.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been there for a long time.
It looked like Red Rocks, kind of. Like I hadn't seen it from that. It was like an aerial photograph. I'd never seen it from that angle.
Man, I saw some great shows there. Hollywood Bowl's a great venue. I'm glad it's still there after all those fires, man.
Buck Stops here is asking for some recommendations. We've got a starter.
Where to start? Where to start with Phish?
I think so. Yeah.
Probably a live one and the Billy Breathes.
Oh,
Billy Breathes and a
I'm so
live one.
touched.
Those are I'm pretty sure that's what we agreed upon
I
as
think
the
so. I think
starter
so. I'm a
as the
Billy
starter
Breathes
album.
guy. Billy Breathes is a peak. It's not a peak exactly, but it's a point. They took the thing as far as they could go, and then they went into a new space, and it's the point where it has everything of the things that came before it and almost everything that would come after it. It's all wrapped up in that one little in that one record. But the things that came before it are excellent, and everything that came after it is also excellent. But it's a little bit of a delineator. And the live one that Michael just referenced is like, it's like Europe 72 in the sense that it's like a collection of it's the collection of a tour. But it's the only thing that I can say about that is that it's you're only limited to the first 10 years of the 40-year repertoire or whatever.
Yeah, there's tons of great live stuff, but maybe Billy Breathes is, like you said, a peak of its own, and it's an amazing sounding record. It's probably a great place to start. And if you're interested in, like, what are the standouts on there? Like Free, we mentioned Cars, Trucks, Buses, which is a nice side of Phish. Maybe something
Theme,
like Theme from the
Taste,
Bottom, Taste.
Waste, Steep, Bliss, Billy Breeze, Caspian. It's fucking awesome. The
Well,
whole album from beginning to end is awesome. 13 Reasons
we can name the whole album, 13 Reasons Why.
Why Billy Breeze is the best Phish
But
record.
I'd listen to that album, and if it interests you, then just go off from there. Like if you listen to Taste and you think Taste is really cool, I think the Phish YouTube has Taste from the Sphere this last spring, which was like a highlight of the whole Sphere run. Amazing graphics and
Okay,
stuff
that's a pro
for
tip.
Taste with the Pollock print, like cathedral
Oh
thing.
God, that's so good. That's
So like I'd listen to Billy Breathe. It does seem like Billy Breathe makes sense, where you'll get this amazing sounding production. Something like Free will make sense to just anybody that likes hard rock kind of music, but then from there you'll hear some of the more idiosyncratic sides of the band. And then from there, a live one, great live, official live album. And then there's a million. It's all about the live stuff for us. So you go to the YouTube channel. They've got like endless stuff. They kind of post a song from every show, at least the past few years. So there's like hours and hours and hours and hours of like pro shot, great sounding live footage.
let's what would be cool
But
is if you had like a database of 100 bands, and like for somebody who doesn't know about The Cure or Zappa or something, it was like the primer list. Like this is where you might ought to start. That'd be a fun little list to make.
yeah,
What songs are reflective? Anyway, I'm gonna hop back in the car and go pick up the rest of the crew. Nice log there. It was fun to hear the end of.
nice, good luck. Yeah, I gotta bounce. I'm at the hardware store.
Okay, I'm taking my 3.5, my 1 3/4 points. I'm adding those to the log books for my tweets and reprise.
I mean, the buck stops here. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you can get in touch with us. Let us know if you listen to.
I know how to get in touch with him. Yeah, he can get in touch with us. Yeah. Well, I'll start a 3-way thread with us. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. Start with Billy Breathes, and then if you want further guidance, there's really no end. There's no end. It's endless.
Michael's the keeper of the stats. It goes in one ear and out the other, but he'll know it better. He's the keeper of the echelon stats. We have three.
I was thinking the log should just be, we should always have the screen share going with the echelon charts, and then we're just all the conversation revolves around that, and we're constantly rearranging and
Right.
arguing and disputing, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Next time maybe we can show the we can show the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phish has so many songs. You do need to, you have to kind of almost keep record. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of it all. You got to start making lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Party on. Have a good rest of the week.
Let your Phish flag fly.
Let your Phish flag fly. I'll catch you on the next one. All right.
Sounds good.